All right, guys, we've got some big RPG news and more to go over on the Nintendo Switch multi-platform. There's a ton of stuff, so let's go ahead and jump right into the first topic, and we're discussing The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2. We've got an official launch date for this game, highly anticipated sequel to The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, which did incredibly well, launching on a multitude of platforms recently. Now let's go ahead and get into exactly what you're going to be doing in The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2. So the game will be on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam and Epic Game Store, GOG. The official release date is February 14th, 2025 in the West. Publisher NIS America has announced. Now here's some more information on the game. No longer threatened by the mafia organization Almada, the people of Calvard have returned to their peaceful lives, but one day a shocking series of murders involving a mysterious crimson beast sets the wheels of fate in motion once again. Various factors spring into action, both who abide by the law to uncover the truth and those looking to capitalize on any new developments wherever possible, no matter how sinister. With chaos once again looming on the horizon, the Spriggan Van Arkwright receives an unexpected visitor, prompting his own investigation. Who is behind the murders and what is their goal? The Sands of Time bring old and new faces together for this thrilling second installment in the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak saga. So before we get into some of the other things here, I just want to mention the Legend of Heroes has so many games and there's been so much stuff that's been happening. I started up the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak and I think that it's absolutely incredible. But then they also announced the Legend of Heroes, the first remake, and I'm like, oh man, let me just go back and play from the beginning in order. So I'm very happy that they're getting these localized and everything. This game came out a bit ago in Japan and they're finally getting things localized, but man, the release dates are so close to when the games come out. Sometimes you don't even got time to really get through everything, especially when there's a bunch of other games that are coming out around it. Now this game, when it comes to the battle system, they've made improvements and enhancements over the original, so the game builds on the seamless transition between the field battles and command battles introduced in the previous game, with new mechanics that can be used in both the cross charge and EX chains. Mastering the two of these combo mechanics can provide you with overwhelming firepower to use against your opponents. You also have the cross charge. The EX chains are explained in more detail in terms of fulfilling certain specific conditions in battles. And then once you meet those conditions, you can craft normal attacks against stunned enemies and automatically activate EX chains. So pretty cool stuff there. Choose your chapters as well, travel together. There's a lot of different stuff that you can do in addition to unique missions as well. I like this unique mission stuff because it says certain chapters will feature missions that utilize the unique skill sets of the characters in that chapter's party. For example, directly controlling the Hollow Core AI, Mare, to hack the orbital network, or use Swin to silently tail a suspicious individual. So I do like that. Now they also detailed all the different characters that you can expect in the sequel and the world and everything. So they always done a great job with these Legend of Heroes games. And it's really cool to see that the sequel to one of the best RPGs that I've played coming out February 14th, 2025. So very exciting for RPG fans and Legend of Heroes fans as well. And me, personally, I'm looking forward to that first remake just because I want to start from the very beginning. I think it's going to play a lot better and look good when it comes to the Nintendo Switch at some point. I don't know when exactly it's going to come, maybe 2025, end of 2025 or so, probably. So we'll have to wait and see how they get the localization done and everything. But yeah, what do you guys think about The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 launching on February 14th, 2025 here in the West? Let me know in the comment section. But now we are going to move on to some very exciting news when it comes to the RPG front, and that is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We've got a release window of spring 2025. The voice cast has been announced as well, and some additional details. They've got an all-star voice cast. Yeah. You guys know from Final Fantasy 16, Ben Starr, yep, he's going to be in there. We got Charlie Cox as well from Daredevil, Stardust. I mean, there's even more. Jennifer English from Baldur's Gate 3 and Elden Ring. Kristen Ryder from The Sandman and Sifu. I mean, there is just a lot. They got people who worked on Black Panther, The Lord of the Rings when it comes to the voice cast. So very good stuff overall. I'm looking forward to Clair Obscur Expedition 33. and it's coming out PS5, Xbox Series, PC via Steam and Epic Game Store. And now we know that it's spring 2025. Before, we just knew that it was 2025, but now we actually have more of a first half. So that is very good to see. I thought it might be a second half game, but I think that as a new IP turn-based RPG, I think you probably want to avoid some of those big games coming out in the second half of 2025. So very good to see this game is for a spring release. Now, I do want to give a bit more information for people who don't know about this game, because if you're an RPG fan, you definitely want to keep your eyes out on this one, especially if you like classic JRPGs. Now, in Clair Obscur Expedition 33, players will traverse awe-inspiring landscapes in their fated journey toward the Paintress, featuring dynamic traversal mechanics to quickly scale impossible terrain and leap across huge chasms. Players will explore a richly detailed world filled with treasures, weapons, and imposing enemies. In battle, players will discover an innovative, reactive turn-based battle system requiring timed inputs to perfectly execute powerful attacks, or dodge, block, and parry enemy attacks to turn the tables and claim victory. So the developers that made this game, they talked about how their inspirations were a lot of the old school Final Fantasy, Persona, all sorts of stuff, all these other cool RPGs that we all know and love. And you can clearly see in this battle system, it kind of has a little bit of Paper Mario in there, active battle and everything. So it takes the DNA from so many great RPGs, but you finally have a Western-made game that is trying to emulate some of the JRPG staples out there, but they have the visuals to match it. This is something that we all thought maybe Final Fantasy could do, and they have not done at this point. Pretty much they have not done it because they kind of stopped making the turn-based RPGs back in the PS3 era with the major Final Fantasies, and when they went to the PS4, they said, okay, we're going to do Final Fantasy 15, and then of course they've continued with Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth, and Final Fantasy 16 all being more on the action side of things and variants of that action system. So Expedition 33 said, hey, we can do it. Like, if you're not going to, we're going to do it. And I think that this is going to work out really well. There was some information that came out the other day that this game already has 250,000 wish lists on Steam. So we could see a massive number starting out for this type of game. And I'm telling you, people have been really wanting to see what a Western developer can do in a turn-based game and have the visuals that kind of match in a different type of setting from what Japanese developers would do. And this is it. So I'm all down for it. I love the battle system stuff. I think that the voice cast is great. The graphics look incredible. Unreal Engine 5 game. So I'm very much looking forward to going through Clair Obscur Expedition 33 when it launches sometime in the first half of next year, spring or so. So that should be like around maybe April, May, June, somewhere in that time frame. So very much looking forward to this game. What do you guys think about it when it comes to the voice cast and the gameplay that you've seen so far? Let me know in the comment section. But now we're going to move on to some Capcom news. Resident Evil 4 Remake, one of my favorite games in this generation, one of my favorite games in the 6th generation, has sold over 8 million units. It achieved this in 19 months, so congratulations to Capcom on that one. So total sales have surpassed that big 8 million mark. They've got some cool custom art for you as well, saying thank you. 8 million units RE4. You got Ashley dressed up with the old school outfits and the cat ears, maybe Halloween going on there. Got Leon eating the burger as well. I like it, man. Resident Evil 4 Remake, I was blown away by how much I actually liked it. Now, I knew that I was going to like it because RE4 is one of my favorite games of all time. I love RE4. When it came out back on the GameCube, I bought it day one, and I was just enthralled with how good it is. And I played the re-releases over and over. Like, I played it on the Wii, I played it on the Xbox 360, I played it on the PlayStation 4. I played it like on everything over and over again. But yes, having a true remake, I know it's not as exciting as like maybe a brand new third-person Resident Evil game to kind of go in the next line of things. But I will say that Resident Evil 4 Remake is a very well done remake that adds a lot to the original base when it comes to new types of missions and different things that you can do. And on top of that, the graphics, controls, gameplay, it modernizes it. It's really, really good, and there's plenty of content in there. So Resident Evil 4 Remake is awesome. It is absolutely incredible. I loved it when I played it. I think I put about 30 hours into it, played it on professional mode, beat it, was very happy with the remake, and I'm happy to see that they've sold over 8 million units. So hats off to Capcom on that one. Now we do have some more Capcom news because Monster Hunter Wilds, this game has already been shown a lot, but they're having another showcase. They have one set for October 23rd. The latest information from producer Ryozo Tsushimoto. So Capcom will host a Monster Hunter Wilds showcase live stream on October 23rd at 7 a.m. PT, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, the company announced. You'll be able to watch it on YouTube, English, and Japanese, and also on Twitch. The broadcast will feature the latest information from the big man himself, Monster Hunter Wilds producer Ryozo Tsushimoto. Now, Monster Hunter Wilds is due out for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC via Steam on February 28th, 2025. That's going to be a massive, huge seller early in that year, man. I can see everyone playing this game. I think PC, it's going to blow up. People are going to be all over this. I will be playing it on PC as well. I played Monster Hunter Rise and liked it a lot, so I'll be getting into this one too. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they do the monsters in this one with the multiplayer and how you have the different environments and how environments and the weather and all that factor into the gameplay. They have a bunch of cool weapons in there, and they streamlined a lot of the processes that made Monster Hunter a little bit more difficult to get into in this one. So I'm very much looking forward to playing this game, and I think it's going to review really well and sell really well too. I'm just looking forward to the actual game release at this point. I've seen enough. They've already shown the game multiple times, so I won't be streaming or watching this showcase just because I've already seen enough. But I will say that it's good for those who maybe want to see a bit more, that they can show off and say, hey, pick up this game, because Capcom always does this, and it's their marketing, and it works for the most part. Their games sell really well, so I'm not going to sit there and tell them not to do it. But I will say that I'm done watching all this stuff just because I am sold. I'm ready to pick up the game. So what do you guys think overall when it comes to everything that we discussed? Monster Hunter Wilds, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, The Legend of Heroes, a bunch of awesome games. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch RPG news and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.